Welcome to the broadcast. This is a source of information on all things related to commercial appliances. Welcome all of you that are new to commercial and those of you well-versed in this industry of ours. Your host is Mike Reed, a technician who has been in the industry for 32 years, with his beginnings working in his family's appliance business based out of the western suburbs of Chicago. Get ready for a truly interactive broadcast. Have all your questions ready and prepare yourself to truly engage with Mike and discuss ideas on all things related to commercial appliances. Without further delay, here is your host.
Hey, welcome to the channel. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, Untamed Kango. What's happening? Yeah, doing a impromptu live. I got some things I want to finish up. Sorry about that. Got some things I want to finish up. And thanks some people that contributed to the channel. Don't want to forget about that. But let me jump on into this. So I've been hold on a second. I've seen that you guys have been running into some piece of equipment and you're still not noticing what you're going by. Hold on one second. There it is. There it is. We'll let everybody catch up. They'll catch up pretty soon. But what we're getting on is the leasing. There's other parts of this business that you guys, I've been putting it off for a year and a half, I guess 2 years now. So I'm going to have to start incorporating this into the channel. It's time. Whether you guys are ready for it or not, it's time. Once you learn ice machines, once you learn dishwashers, once you learn commercial laundry, there is a whole industry of just leasing equipment. So this is from East Coast company, Springfield, Virginia. And here's their marketing material with leasing out ice machines. And so they like to cover it as far as letting people know that they are also doing the service. So you let people know that you cover all aspects of that equipment. You can sell them a new one if they want one. Each and every one of you has the ability to sell one if you have been to a class. So you can sell, you can lease, and then you can also provide that quarterly, biannual, or yearly service on these pieces of equipment. And I know this is a little older because they have Hoshizaki, and everybody has completely abandoned Hoshizaki with good reason. They've abandoned Hoshizaki for the time being. Everybody's shifted over to Manitowoc. Not everybody is in love with Isomatic as I am. So right now people have retreated to Hoshizaki. So they're covering ice machines. Then on the other side of the trifold, they're covering the dishwashers. So both of these are ways for you to have a consistent, steady source of income. And it's diversification, but not diversification. You're not fully diversified. You're not fully diversified, but you're still, because you're still in the same arena, but this is a different way of making money. It's a different way of making money within the same business. This is a little easier on you. It's easier as far as employees. It's easier as far as your equipment, the whole nine. So when you're leasing and selling dishwashers and ice machines, see, they have a 28-day preventative maintenance, including all parts. emergency service, and they're doing, now the wording is important because they say dish machine chemicals. So you can put in verbiage as far as they have to buy the chemicals from you. The reason why that's important is because if they use the wrong chemicals, they can damage your machine. Now they're showing a number of different units, and most of these are, as you can see from the picture, ADC, American Dish. It's supposed to be American Dish Service. I don't know how the hell that ended up ADC. Oh, let's see here. Now, I didn't even get into leasing out laundry equipment. But now that I've had some pieces that I'm able to show you. So here you're able to see, hey, what's going on? Learn a trade. What's the word? Yeah, there's a number of you guys on Instagram today. You're able to see that, yes, you can lease out commercial dishwashers. That is a thing. And with all of these pieces of equipment, they do not have to be new pieces of equipment, but you are still providing warranty on everything. So for instance, this is a dryer. Okay, so they are providing a 60-pound washer and dryer. This is not coin op. It's $379 a month. Zero down. High efficiency. And this is for a lease. I went into their lease section. So this term is, see, it says right there, rent. Rent one, 60 months, $379 a month. Here's another one. This is a smaller one. So this is the one they're talking about is a 60-pound. Here it is. They're talking about a 40-pound, which is a much smaller one. And this, yeah, so this is a Primus washer. So this is also under Speed Queen. $229 a month for 5 years. I mean, let's put that into perspective. Let's do some numbers. 229 times the 60 months. So that's $13,000. So that's $13,740. And the good thing about the laundry, you do not have to provide the chemicals. Now, let me go into dishwasher here. So I'll give you a good example. Quite a few of you follow me, and I'm not gonna say you follow. Quite a few of you pay attention to my channel, and you also watch Mike Sneed. So you'll know, yo, what's going on? So you'll notice that Mike Sneed has some equipment out there. He's got a couple, or at least a washer, a dryer. I believe he's got like 2 washers and 2 dryers, Dexter at that never were used. They are a little dated, but they never were used. Though equipment like that, you could lease that out. And the reason why with the laundry, it is a longer period. It's a longer period because the laundry must be mounted. And none of those were a soft mount. It's what we call a hard mount. So they have a very often not very often. It's bolted down to the floor. Just a long story short, the soft mount is not. You just drop it. You install it pretty much like you would a residential washer. Only it's a 60-pound machine. So here's another company that I have, American Energy Leasing, Equipment Leasing. So they do the same thing, ice machines, dishwashers. And then they say, hey, talk to us about our chemical. Oh, this is the one I think I took their trifold. So let's see what else we got. So we covered some of this. you're looking at the numbers. Let me show you another one. So this is Unity. Unity is a new line of commercial washers. So this looks like a 29. This looks like a 30 pounder. Let's see what it is. Let's see what this is. So this is what you call OPL, on premises laundry. Sorry about that. On premises. So let's see here. Let's go with the features and the details. Right. So it is just under 30 pounds, 29 pound, which is, when you look at the model number, there you go, UTS 29B. Now this is a hard mount. This is not a soft mount. So ones like this, it's $5,000, and then they lease this out for the 60 months, netting you. What were they doing here? Let's see what these guys were doing here. So this is a 40 pounder that they were doing for $229 a month. What was the difference between the other one? The other one they were doing $379, and that was a washer and a dryer. But you can, let me see. I don't know if they're gonna do. We'll go with this. We'll go with this number, and we'll play around with it a little bit. So since it is smaller, unless I can find a big one. The reason why I'm showing this one is this is one of the few commercial washers that I can actually show you prices for the units. They're providing us with free delivery. They'll give you all the, unlimited customer support. I've given you guys the information for these people. They are providing financing. So they're providing financing. I believe they'll provide a finder's fee, or if you like, you can go ahead and do the leasing. So if you do the leasing on this, even the 60 months, even if you do 200 a month times the 60 months, that still gives you $12,000. That gives you $12,000 on a $5,000 piece of equipment, and your cost is actually going to be lower than the $5,000. Just so you can wrap your, hey, Brother Frank, just so you can wrap your mind around what kind of numbers. So you wrap your mind about what kind of numbers you're looking at. And I'm gonna take a break right now, and I want to acknowledge, because Brother Frank is here. I want to say thank you to Brother Frank. I want to say thank you to Jeray Goodrich, Michael Adams, and of course, the Brother Frank. Thank you very much for contributing to the show. Hold on, where's Frank's? I got a video just for Frank. There it is. Thank you, Brother Frank, for contributing to the channel. I really do appreciate it. So what I'm trying to do now is catch people up. Yeah, Primus laundry equipment. Yeah, all of them, LED handyman, everybody's on there. Oh, sure, brother, no much. No, no much. I'm reading your comments and saying it at the same time. I appreciate all of you putting into the channel. It means a lot. Yeah, Primus is, along with the rest of them. Hold on, let me show you Primus. Because Primus, there it is right there. Primus is, oh wait, is Primus Speed Queen? I mean, is Primus my, is this my, yeah, it is Speed Queen. Primus is Primus is Speed Queen. There's no difference there. Primus, you have to read the fine print. Oh yeah, and see, this is the thing. When you're doing your lease, this is why most lease agreements will cover up to the warranty. it's extremely difficult to get a lease term, on new equipment past that initial manufacturer's warranty period, which is another reason why a lot of manufacturers have extended some of their warranty period. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please, if you would, like, share, and subscribe. But yeah, Primus is one of the like 6 brands of Speed Queen. See it there? It is Alliance. There it is. Alliance Laundry Group. So Primus you don't really see Primus too much in the United States. You'll see it in Canada. You'll see it in Mexico. See, as you see, they're really showing a lot of other languages for it. But when it really comes down to it, yeah, you really don't see too much Primus in the States. It's here, but it is what it is. Hold on, let me go back because they were talking about the soft mounts. I'm from Chicago, and Alliance Speed Queen, that is Wisconsin, not that far from Chicago. So growing up, that's what I dealt with was Speed Queen. And then at the time when I was younger, Speed Queen owned Maytag. I'm sorry, Maytag owned Speed Queen. What am I talking about? Maytag had owned Speed Queen. And so here's the Primus. These are the soft mounts. These are the ones that you don't have to drill into the floor. You don't have to lay any cement. You don't have to put a box down. Ah, yes, these are the nice ones. These are my friends right here. I like these. But anyway, so that's what I'm trying to show you. But you're not going to get much traction from the factory when it comes to things like those. You get the most bang for your buck with these upstarts. When it comes to Dexter, they already have their service network. They already have their distributor network. When it comes to Speed Queen, they already have servicers, and they've actually been consolidating. More and more companies have been bought up. That's like when I was dealing with, I think, so the current distributor I was dealing with, they actually were bought up by Continental. Hold on, let me blow this up a little bit so you guys can see. So this is what I mean by Continental Jabot. They purchased Continental was purchased by this company. So now everything says Continental Jabot. And eventually they're going to phase out the Continental name. So here's like an invoice from one of the, so this local company was purchased by Continental Jabot and a couple other lines. It's a lot easier going with some of these upstarts. So like I said, you can buy these direct. The guys actually, if you guys would like the information for Unity, let me know. Let's see what we got here. They just have, basically they have one. What is this under? Unity Lab. They just have one guy. What is this under? I'm trying to think of what this guy's name is. Or Unity Laundry. Maybe we'll do that. Oh well, I'll find it. If you guys really want, if you guys want the information, other than that, you can contact them directly. Oh, let's see what his information is. The contact number, he's on the East Coast, Connecticut or something like that. So you can call this, sorry about that. You can call this 800 number and you'll get right through. There's the 1-800 number. I worked on some of the information, and not too. It's it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So an LED handyman is helping out. Yeah, almost everybody's on YouTube though, and they have their own stuff. No, I'm actually growing it out. I'm actually growing it out. Growing it out. I'm gonna shave the sides and stuff. I'm doing the whole thing. Doing the whole thing there. So this is the number to call. There's only one guy that's handling tech support. Like I said, they have financing, so they are being extremely aggressive with acquiring new clients. So it says, who is Unity? So that is laundry, ice machines. Now I have, let me go into photos for you. Hold on one second. Let me ditch this. Let me stop this screen. And let me go into photos. Now again, I found a number of different finance companies. This one, LED Handyman, is out of California. So Balboa Capital. So they are doing the financing. Make sure you guys can see me. All right, let me make this bigger. So just so you get a good idea of what some of these people are looking for. And this is going to be the same across the board. So they're set up for this. This is nothing out of the usual. They have a whole division of their finance company for this. They don't need any big down payments. You know, everything is set up for the customer. So they do. Some of the dishwashers are quite expensive, like Myco. So yes, you will get some dishwashers up to $100,000, up to $150,000. That is not hard. Yeah, they do same day funding. So if any of you are used to getting funding from your credit card transactions, it's the same day. They will ACH transfer the money right to your account. So how this works is you go out, you do the site survey, you see what space the customer has, where their drainage is, like their electrical capacity, and then you size that up with the right type of dishwasher that they are looking for. Once you do that, you're able to give them a price on the dishwasher. Once you give them the price on the dishwasher, see, this is unusual because they only want 1 year in business. Most of them want a 2 year. And then they typically want them to have $10,000 a month in revenue. FICO course 620, not a bad thing. And then now they're talking about the write-offs. So under section 179, that business gets to write off their payments to you. All the payments to you. So you're wondering, like, why would somebody want to lease their machine? Why would they want to lease the machine for 5 years, 10 years, 8 years? And that's because they're able to write off all of those leasing payments to you. Now, once you size everything up and you give them the price, well, you don't give them the price, but once you size everything up and figure out what the costs are going to be, then you can give that information to the leasing company, the finance company, and the finance company is going to come up with the monthly payment amount that the people that are going to have the equipment are going to have to pay back every month in order to pay off the equipment. And that's going to determine if they're going to be in a three-year or 6-year lease, initial lease. And that initial lease is to pay back the equipment. And so this is one is in Costa Mesa. All you have to do is a little bit of searching, and you will find these companies out there. There's about 4 or 5 in Houston, but a quick search that I did today, as you can see from the top, November 12th at 5:30, and I found this one, Balboa Capital. Let me see here. That was a little copper that was going on. It's doing a little something in Starbucks. Freaking Starbucks, man. I can't stand Starbucks. And once again, this applies to the vast majority of restaurant equipment. Even if the facility is washing their own linens, there you go. You can lease them the equipment, and then, like they say, you don't have to do new. You could do used. Oh, I don't know if you guys are able to see that. Oh yeah, you are. You don't have to do new. You could do used. And the nice thing about it is they're able to write off that expense. So they're able to write off that expense. It usually ends up being a nice, affordable number for that facility. And then the cherry on top is that facility is not responsible for maintenance. You are. So you must be mindful of service down the road. Of course, when they're new, you have very few, as if any, repairs that need to be done. And when the repairs are needed, oh, you was at a swig? Nice. Yeah, they are amazingly small, right? So usually within the first few years, that item is going to have some kind of manufacturer warranty, which you would get reimbursed for performing the service if one was needed. Now, of course, if you're leasing them a used piece of equipment, there's no such warranty. But you go out there, you take care of this equipment, and you're going to have this stuff out there in the field for years. Most of my competitors that are out here doing this, that's all they do. They don't even repair. They just take care of their own equipment. They only take care of their own equipment. They don't do anything else. Now, out of laundry, ice machines, and dishwashers, the ice machines by far are the ones that are a little more problematic than the others. But once you get over that, and it's all about your relationship with these manufacturers. Stocking, that's when you stock parts. That is when you stock parts. But like I said, let me go over these numbers again. So you're just 60 months, $220, about 60 months is, 13 grand. That's a nice piece of change. 13 grand, 220. Now, you can lease multiple items to the same customer. Let me do this. Now, I do have one guy in Houston. He leases dishwashers and ice machines. The other guys I'm aware of do either ice machines or they do dishwashers. But this one particular guy, he's the only one I'm aware of that is actually out here doing ice machines and dishwashers with his client. It is like a 6'3" Korean dude, 6'3" Korean, and sometimes we get along, sometimes we don't. So you had two items. Let's just say, yeah, 440 for two items. By that 60 months, $26,000. That's not bad. That is not bad. The key to this is picking equipment that you prefer working on, equipment that you trust. People like to say, "Oh, I'll get some cheap stuff and throw it out there." That's not what you really want to do. You want to put stuff out there that's going to last. And the stuff that's going to last is going to allow for you to have a more enjoyable relationship with your clients. Because the longer your clients have the equipment, the more stability you're going to have. And like I said, once your leasing or fulfillment is done with the finance company, they will offer you the contract, because they're just number crunchers. They're pencil pushers. They don't want the equipment. They don't care anything about the equipment. Like if that company out in California, chances are it's like, an office of 15 people, on the 5th floor of some office building somewhere. They don't want equipment. They don't store equipment. They don't work on equipment. They're not scheduling somebody to go out there. That's on you. So once that 36-month term is due, they're going to come to you and say, "Hey, for $1, now it could be as high as like $100, but they're going to come to you and say, "Hey, this contract is over with. For $1, we're going to offer you this leasing agreement. Do you want to purchase this equipment? We will transfer ownership of this equipment from us to you." And when that happens, now whoever has the equipment has to pay you. Worst case scenario, you remove the equipment and you take it home, and now you've got a piece of equipment that you paid $1 for. You do need to plan this kind of stuff out, because if you're getting this equipment, let me go back to American Dish. If you're getting a dishwasher for, let's just say, $2,000 from American Dish, and you're going to charge another $2,000 for delivery and install, the leasing company is going to cut you a check for $4,000, because that's what you've asked for. So they're going to cut you a check for $4,000. $2,000 of that is going to go to American Dish. You're going to pay them for the item. So you got to check out and make sure that you're not going to be on the hook for the shipping costs. You want to make sure, if they're not going to cover the shipping costs, that you charge that to the end user. You charge that to the customer. All of these fees, you need to put that in there, so that when they have their nice number of $220, that includes everything. That includes install, delivery, uncrating, assembly, chemical hookup, the whole nine. That includes everything. The customer is expecting that when you show up with a piece of equipment, that they're going to be up and running by the time you leave their facility. So keep that in mind. You're gonna get all your money up front before you even receive before you even receive the piece of equipment. So if you tell them it's going to be $10,000 and the item costs you $2,000, the finance company is going to cut you a check for $10,000. You pay, the manufacturer the $2,000 for the item, and then you receive it, deliver it, hook it up. And in that customer, once you hook it up and show proof to the finance company, then they're going to start the timer. And that customer is going to be responsible for payment on that every month until that term is done. Any questions on what I have told you guys so far? Any questions on that? So I didn't really want to interrupt the normal telling you guys about classes and all that other kind of stuff. I want to make this separate. Anytime I do something different, I want to make it separate. So yeah, welcome to American Dish Quick Lease. What about you, LED handyman? You're normally full of questions. Put yourself on. What's happening? I can see your question if you guys are on Instagram and got a question. So here's the other stuff. So this lease applies to all this other equipment. And they're breaking it down for you. They're talking about equipment costs are computed, blah, blah, blah. They give you everything. See, so this one, American Dish says if it's less than 2 years, then they're going to make it a shorter lease term. It's going to be a higher cost. But you want to typically go after someone who's been in business for at least 2 years. Okay, so they want to do, around $5,000 lease. American Dish, because they are the manufacturer, right, they want 2 payments in advance for ownership under, we're not going to get into that. The reason why there's all these stipulations, if it's less than 2 years, is because the failure rate is so high. People can survive for about a year off of savings, and with a couple of slow months, they can get by for about a year before that location goes under. It's a little harder getting past the 2-year mark. So that's why most of these people want someone to survive for at least 2 years. All right. Let me see. And this is through ADS. You don't have to go with the manufacturer. You can go with, just like I was showing earlier, where you just go with a regular bank, a regular finance company. Let me see here. It's a little, I haven't been able to find one that is focusing on ice machines, but that is where the leasing companies come into play. Let me see here. Commercial, restaurants. Financing. Let me see if I can find anything for leasing. Now this is going to show up with just my area, and it's coming up with all the restaurants. It's coming up with all the restaurants here. Here we go. National funding. So I had to go down a little bit because just like those restaurants, and I passed by a number of restaurants when we were going down the list, but you too can offer this. Why am I showing you this? Well, the reason why I'm showing you this is you need options. If you have a customer that is looking, they're looking for another piece of equipment. They want to get rid of the piece of equipment that they have. They want to pay you to fix what they have, but they say they're strapped for cash. You say, okay, cool. If money is funny, tell you what, let me get you a lease. Because a lot of people want to get out of this whole paying for getting stuff fixed. So don't let that opportunity go by. Don't let this slip through your fingers. You still can capitalize off of your customer. Right? You can still capitalize off of them. You can lease them equipment. Right? Now it's a lot easier to self-finance some of the lesser costing stuff, deep fryers and things like that. When it comes to the more expensive deep fryers, that's a different thing. Now you're going to have to go to someone like this with national funding. See, they're even doing, because it's hard to get food trucks, they're even doing restaurants and food trucks. See, so this one, man, I wonder what the hell their financing looks like, because this one, they're only looking for 6 months in business, fair to excellent credit, and equipment quote from a vendor. And guess who the vendor is? The vendor is you. You are the vendor. Most of these have an online application. See, so here it is. So you can have your money in 24 hours. Others will once they approve it, it's an ACH transfer, and it is, some of this stuff is instant. Some of this stuff was in 30 seconds where you'll have your money. And once again, you are the one, you're getting your entire money up front for that term. So if you're signing someone up for 36 months, just remember, you're not going to see another dime from that customer for 36 months. So you don't want to give them a lease and you're only making $100 off the lease. You're going to want to make, $1,000, $2,000 off the lease, if not more. Excuse me, because you're spreading that out over. No, let's not do that. All right, so you're going to spread that out. So let's just say you're going to make $1,500 off that deal, and you divide that by 3 years. Yeah, so essentially $41 a month you've made off of that consistently. After that 36 months, that customer is going to then pay you whatever the lease amount is, whether if it's $220 a month, if it's $220 a month, that $220 a month is going to come to you from then on. Another $7,900 after that. So you're going to want to roll in certain wearables. LED handyman, brother, please. Everybody's on YouTube, man. I appreciate you helping out. But we're good. We're good. They gotta know. They already know. So since you want to be helpful, brother, what you got on your mind? What you got going on? Well, a lot of American Dish stuff is old. Now, a question people have with dishwashers, involves, can I get training? Now, this is something that American Dish has brought up with me over the years. American Dish does not have training classes. They've been in the business. Now, they're one of the, let me go to their history. Let me see if I can find something where it says about, there we go, the About Us. So American Dish has been around for over 70 years. So their mindset as a whole, if you're dealing with their equipment, they're under the impression that you're aware of how to service their equipment. Now, their equipment isn't complicated. It's very intuitive. Um, very few components. I think it's very nice to work on. And like they said, no one knows dish machines better than American Dish. Now, let me get back to it. Oh, okay. These hands-on factory-based training courses. So this is what I'm trying to get to. So yes, and I told this to someone today, you can go to the factory, call them, go to the factory and schedule for some training. But what they will do, each and every market has a sales agent. See, here's their sales and tech support team. Each and every person. Yeah, so this Sonia, I'm trying to see if she's like the granddaughter or something like that. So each and every person that is involved with sales, they are also a technician. So your sales agent will make arrangements with you to come out to a spot, especially if you have sold one, and they will give you training on the unit. I can't really speak for them, but this is something that's been offered to me numerous times. This has been something offered to me numerous times. When I was interested in American Dish, this was my sales agent. He's since retired, but yeah, he said, "Hey, look, man, just find somebody with an American Dish. I'll meet you over there." I just so happen to have a it was a facility that caters to people that are down and out, right? So people in need. It was like a community center slash food bank, and they had a an older American Dish, and the guy, the sales agent came out. He met with me. He met with the staff, and then he gave me a hands-on training on American Dish, what I need to look at. We went over some of the components, see if everything was functioning properly. So you should reach out to American Dish and see if they'll have a sales agent in your market, and then decide if you want to go to the factory or if you want to meet with them out in the field on a particular unit. My advice is meet with them out in the unit first. Funny. I'm pretty sure they do. Anyway, so American Dish is very hands-on when it comes to that. And American Dish is offering you financing. When it comes to laundry, I'm gonna transition now. When it comes to laundry, Laundry Lux, which is Electrolux. See, that's what comes up. Which is Electrolux, which is Wasco. Yep, there it is. Which is Wascomat. They're all the same. It's the same entity. They also have financing, so they're able to work out a number of different things. So like you see here, this is what they're doing. They're offering finance in terms of $781. There are still some individual distributors out there who are not part of Electrolux Wascomat. They're from the old regime, when they were still individual Wascomat distributors out there, and you're able to strike a deal with some of them. They're under their contract. They're able to buy from under the Wascomat brand. They're able to buy laundry units, washers, dryers, and then you can get this stuff financed. You can get this stuff financed that way. Any questions, concerns, anything? So we covered laundry. Anything else you guys would like to talk about? Maybe ice machines. Like I said, when it comes to ice machines, now you're gonna have to talk to companies like this, National Funding, if you want to do leasing on ice machines. When it comes to what the hell is it? Not cold draft, cool air, cool air. When it comes to ice machines, cool air, which is the Manitowoc base level, that is the base line. It's just like how Lexus models, when they get a little older, they turn them into Toyotas. And that's what this is. Cool Air are the last gen Manitowocs that they label them as Cool Air, but they are still Manitowoc. It's under the Manitowoc website. The reason why I'm mentioning Cool Air is Cool Air will run certain promotions that they don't run with Manitowoc, only because it is such a cash cow for them. They will run a promotion where you get the ice machine and the bin. You'll get the ice machine and the bin for like an obscene price. Let me see if I can find one here. Machine and bin. I have to do this kind of thing. I have to say for sale. So this right here from K-Tom. Oh, come on, work with me. Work with me. I might have to go directly to it. What I'm trying to get to here is that they're going to have the unit all in one, the ice machine and the bin. See, so this is the ice machine with the bin, with the 365-pound bin for $4,300. Now that isn't your cost. That's what the customer sees. That's what the customer sees. This is just a regular retailer who you can compete with. The ice machine and the bin for $4,300. This is a 300-pound ice machine. To keep this in perspective, let me show you what a Manitowoc sells for. $300 LBS, 300 pounds for sale. Now this isn't with, sorry about that. This isn't with the bin. This is just the ice machine itself. Oh, let me see. Come on, work with me. Maybe I'll go with I want to show the same one. Here's K-Tom. Sorry about all this. I'm got all my stuff here. I want to show this sucker without the bin. I think it is just a bin. Hold on. No, that's the same one. Hold on. I'm just going to show you the ice machine. So this way I can have both side by side. Just the ice machine, the head alone. Boom, here we go. And I think that was a half cube. Not like it makes a difference. Manitowoc half cube. As you can see here, the ice machine by itself, if it's a Manitowoc, you're looking at around $3,000. Boom. So here's one to see. Yeah. So you're looking at 3,280. Air cooled, 115 volts. This is the Manitowoc by itself. by itself. And to keep that in perspective, this is the cool air with the bin. Half ice cube, 4,000. So you're talking about $1,000 more, and this thing comes with the bin. Now, our prices are going to be substantially less. So let me show you what that looks like. And oh hell, I just got rid of my calculator. So, oh hell, I'll just do it this way. Sorry about that. So we'll do 4,500 divided by we'll do 36 months. Oh, I did. Damn, my bad. So something like that. You see that? Without the financing fees and everything else like that, you're looking at $125 a month if you're talking about leasing. Now you start throwing in all the fees. You start throwing in. Let's make that 6,000. So you're only talking about $180 a month. You make that $6,500. Break that down over 3 years. And your client is looking at a potential lease of $180. Now, what are you going to get? You're going to get a check for $6,500. You in turn that check on over to your distributor, pick up the ice machine, go ahead, deliver it, install it, because you've rolled that in already. You're getting a whole check for that $6,500. And that's what they're going to pay, $180 every month for 3 years. What you have to remember, what you're including is this is coming on over there and doing a light cleaning every couple of months. All right. If you put it in there for like every 3 or 4 months, you run the risk of buildup coming in the machine. You run the risk of the machine potentially failing on you. It's a lot less. It's a lot less troublesome if you're doing a preventative maintenance with regularly scheduled intervals. So now a guy is only going to go out there and maybe spend 45 minutes cleaning an ice machine versus 2 hours cleaning an ice machine. Then when you go out there more often, you're able to see different things like, are they still in business, or are they extremely slow when you go, and things like that. So the more often you go, the more you're able to see, hey, look, they've shut down. Now you do put certain things in there with their leasing agreement, let the landlord know that you own the equipment. You put your sticker on there, say, hey, this is the property of, my company is Reed Appliance. This is the property of Reed Appliance. Please call this number. Because no one else is supposed to touch the machine. The landlord legally is not able to sell your machine. So if the customer goes out of business, they are then the landlord has to call you and let you know that you have 60 days to come pick up your property, because it is your property. So, all right. So now we've got a question on backflow. So LED Handyman says he got the backflow preventer book for about $75. So congratulations to you. He is taking, what we're talking about is backflow prevention class. So these are backflow preventers. It is across the United States. It is code that you have to have a backflow preventer to prevent um, foreign objects from entering into the drinking water supply. So now they made this thing. This is law across the land. I don't care where you go, but once you take the class for backflow preventer, your license is only good for your state. Your license is only good for your state, and like we're here in Texas. Class. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Never mind. It's going to correct it. So here in Texas, our classes are substantially less than what LED Handyman is dealing with. So here in Houston, I have to go down a little bit more. Here in Houston, my class is, and there's no prerequisite. There's no, well, they just want, they don't want you to have a criminal history. And you do not have to be you don't have to be a plumber. The reason why that is because this counts towards your plumber's license. So how could you be a plumber if taking this class counts towards becoming a plumber, right? So I'm going to add this to the cart so you can see, and this is going to vary because where LED Handyman is located, he's telling me his classes are like $1,000. Oh yeah, let me get out of this. Let me get out of this because what the hell? Oh, there it is. So my class is $800. It's 40 hours, which is going to be an entire week. What they've done here in Texas, oh no, what they did in Florida is they split the class up. They split the class up into 2 weekend classes. 2 weekend classes for 2 weekends. And then you go back and you take the test, which is nicer than me having to go to school all freaking day, right? I'd have to go to school all day. I got to pay $800. And then on top of that, then I'd have to run my calls in the evening. What this does is, if they're making them put this on ice machines that do not have an air gap. Hoshizaki does not, technically, it does not have an air gap. Manitowoc has an air gap. Isomatic has an air gap. Isomatic has an air gap. Manitowoc has an air gap. But when you're talking about like Follett and stuff like that, those units do not have an air gap. So here you go. It's covering all, they want you to at least have a high school diploma or a GED. And then we all qualify for at least 2 years in an improved area. They want to know if you can use a freaking wrench. So this has everything. You're still going to need to put these on before you put on the filter. So even with the ice machine having the air gap, if you're going to install filtration, they still want the backflow preventer. There's different kits out there where you hook up, where you're able to put the ice machine cleaner into the filter. And that's where the issue comes in, where you run the risk of ice machine cleaner going into the drinking water, which is where all of this, they want a backflow preventer before the ice machine. So on all these different things, so they're asking for backflow preventer. Yeah, I know you're saying it's 1,800, and you see it right here on the screen, man. And this is what everybody. It wasn't always 800. It was $400 before the pandemic. Backflow prevention glass was $400. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the pictures that I had of guys that are running around just doing backflow prevention. That's it. That's all. Just doing backflow prevention. Let me see if anybody's got to say. All right, cool. Oh, I did find some. So in my market, they are going to certify your gauge right then and there. So part of that $800 is they're going to certify your gauge for each registered student. And then if you look, they're doing the gauges for $70. So it isn't a thing where you have to ship it off. This school is actually certified to recalibrate your gauge. So I had a conversation previously where, all right, here an air gap. Let me show you guys. Anybody else have a question on the air gap? Do ice machines need an air gap? What is an air gap? And of course, this would come from an ice machine company. Yeah, teaching question. Of course, this would come from an ice machine company. So an air gap. Oh, let's see here. Good. An air gap is an amount of space that separates the water from the ice machine drain to a sewer. So essentially having an air gap, you're going to have two different air gaps, right? Because even this one right here, the health department, this is a bad example. The health department, this is required on every single install. Even when it's a dishwasher, this is required. This is required air gap. What this does is this prevents transfer of bacteria from the sewer line, from the drain line up to your equipment. So you don't want fecal matter in your ice. Now, there is a second air gap, and that is where the fresh water, the incoming water, is deposited into your ice machine. See? Both Hoshizaki and Manitowoc engineer all their ice machines with a sufficient air gap to prevent any water from entering the city's water supply. Right. And unfortunately, not all health inspectors are aware of this. You're going to get into an argument with the health inspectors over this. And I don't know why they didn't include this. Maybe because they're not team Isomatic, but Hoshizaki, Manitowoc, and Isomatic have a built-in air gap. So what that does, it's just imagine a faucet pouring water into your sink. So plug up your sink and then turn on your water faucet. And that is exactly what the ice machine is doing when it fills the water trough to give it water that's going to go over the evaporator chill plate. All right. So there is no cross contamination. There's no way you're going to have water fill up high enough and transfer back into the fill valve. So it's just pouring over, much like a shower into a shower stall, much like your faucet in your bathroom for your sink. Same thing. That space in between the faucet and in the basin, that space is called an air gap. So hopefully that clears things up for you. That is what an air gap is. Unfortunately, Easy Ice did a pretty bad example of that. But yeah, Easy Ice. Now that we're on Easy Ice does ice machine leasing. Ice machines. Here we go. So they try not to sell the machines. Their main goal is to lease the ice machine. They want to lease the ice machine. They want to sell you ice. That is what Easy Ice does. Let me see if what we got here as far as, see, our rental program. More than just an ice machine lease, right? So they're doing rental versus well, they also do leasing, but they're doing rental. There's so much more you can do with equipment besides just working on it, besides just fixing it. There's so much more you can do. Yeah, so they're just going over. There's no sound. At least I can't hear any sound. The main the main draw with this is to let people know you need to recalibrate it once a year, and that's nationwide. Remember, we talked about that. We talked about that. So the main thing with leasing, renting, is that the end user is absolved of repair costs. That is the biggest draw, is that they don't have to pay for repair. So not only do they not have to pay for repair, but it's also a business expense. They can't write off a rental, but they can write off a lease. So there's the technical difficulty. There's the difference. That's the difference between the two. So this is what comes with ice machines. This is what comes with dishwashers. This is what comes with laundry. And then we rarely speak about leasing the other stuff, the fryers, refrigerators. You can lease those as well. That none of this stuff needs to be new. You can lease any piece of equipment that's used. You are legally obligated to provide a working piece of equipment. So if the equipment goes down, you're supposed to return that piece of equipment into working fashion within like 24 hours, 36 hours, something like that. If not, if you can't fix it within that 24 to 36 hours, you must then bring them another piece of equipment. So whether that means you need to go and buy them one or bring them another used one, you need to provide them with another piece of equipment as part of the leasing contract. That is the whole reason why they lease, is so that they don't have to worry about repair. They don't have to worry about the unit going down. One of the things that I do is, if I am taking care of your ice machine and your ice machine goes down, I will in turn bring ice. Currently, I don't have any cubes set up. All I have is nugget and flake because my wife likes the nugget. So I have the ability to go out and bring my clients a good 1,000 pounds of ice, of flaked and nugget ice. My clients aren't exactly looking for flaked ice. They would rather a half dice ice. But I currently am not set up to give them that at the moment. Because that's a whole different business. All you have to do is Google ice leasing. Just ice delivery. And you're going to populate with a lot of companies that are going to deliver ice in your area. So yes, it's a thing. Yes, it is a thing. So like I said, they do snow parties. These are guys that have like really big equipment that do that kind of stuff. Typically, what you're going to find is this. Some of you might have seen this, and you're going to see Ice Express, you're going to see Ready Ice, you're going to see this kind of thing. I am not able to compete with this on any type of level, and this is why I was explaining to Mark the Mentor, right? So Mark the Mentor, right here, well, on YouTube, he explains the different contracts that are involved with getting a truck like this. And then he explains the different insurance and all that come with the box truck. Then he will also go over in his videos. He also goes over the van, right? So you can use a van. That's what I do to bring your ice, but the truck is able to handle the weight a whole lot better. And then, as you see from the picture, they have a reefer on there. As long as you have it, 32 and 32 and below, your ice is going to stay ice. It's not going to change state. So as you can see, that's what they do. They load up, and you don't actually have to manufacture your own ice. Funny thing is, there's no rules on. They're trying to put up rules, but there's no rules on you making your own ice. So you can set up an ice machine in your own home, your own garage, and you bag it up and deliver it. You can also go to an industrial ice supplier, and that's the one where you see the ice with the hole in the center, and they make those things in these huge like swimming pools full of fresh water, and they make industrial ice, and you can pull up, and a buddy of mine was telling me it's like 30 cents. It's like 30 cents a pound for the industrial ice. Let me see if I can find one. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I see they're doing it. Ice supplier. Yeah. Let me go with this. Wholesale ice. There we go. Here we go. Largest wholesaler of commercial ice and water. Let me make sure you guys are seeing this. So thanks for bearing with me. I'm riffing today. And once again, I want to thank, I'm just going to flash this stuff up. These are the contributors for the last couple of shows. I didn't thank this gentleman last time. I completely forgot. He contributed by way of Zelle. He contributed by way of Zelle. So thank you very much. And Michael Adams, he contributed by Cash App. Thank you. Where I'm missing everybody. I got Mel. Hold on here a second. I got Najee. What? Hold on one second. I'm missing a contributor. One second. I am missing one. It was Michael. Yeah, okay. So it was Mr. Goodrich. It was Michael Adams, and then it was I just want to give credit to where credit is due, because you guys contributed to the channel, and I didn't get a chance to say thank you. And then of course it was Brother Frank that contributed to the channel on the last show. So thank you all very much. But if you get a box truck or a cargo van, then you can go ahead and deliver your ice. If you're doing it relatively close, you're not gonna have, or you're using coolers and things like that, you're not gonna have any problems with the ice melting, especially if you're talking about a cargo van. Now, when you start talking about a box truck, that's a different story. But if you're just doing, pickup and a couple of deliveries, you should be fine. Especially this time of year. If you're going to do it in the winter, you're fine. The summertime, now you're gonna need one with a reefer. You're gonna need a reefer box truck. And yeah, so they're selling water and everything else, but you're buying this wholesale. So you're buying this at a reduced rate so that you can in turn sell your ice at like what is it, like $3 a bag and that kind of thing. So here it is. Um, so of course you're gonna pick up the ice yourself, and I believe it's like I was telling me, it's like 30 cents. I think it's like 30 cents a gallon or something like that. 30 cents a pound. But every single market has one. So you have a company that is wholesaling ice. So they're making ice and they're selling it to Ready Ice. They're selling it to other companies. The reason why they do this is there's they can't produce enough ice for all their needs. So they'll have ice that they have to deliver to parties. Let me go back. Let me go back to this so you can get a good idea. So they have ice that they have to deliver other places. So special events and that type of thing. Yeah. So this is Houston. That's the oh god, that's NRG. So that's that no. Man, I think it's NRG. I think that's NRG. So yeah, as you can see, it's big business. Yeah, so that was NRG, the Houston Live Rodeo Show. So they do 300,000 pounds of snow. Um, these guys are delivering ice, and they themselves can't get enough ice. So in turn, they go to these industrial suppliers, and you will have an industrial supplier near you. You will have one near you. Yeah, there it is, the rodeo. Um, so you would deliver to parties and things of that nature. So yeah, they're saying they do it as well. Uh, Drivers with a TWIC card, bottled water, water monster. See, so they don't have anything. So they call this like the Houston Area Safety Society, just so your ice is filtered and it's made in a sterile environment and all that other good stuff, because there's no such restriction on ice. These guys deliver so much freaking ice, man, that they run out of these trailers that you see here. They run out of those. And look at that. It's just a regular air conditioning unit. It's not even a split system. That's not even a condenser unit. That's just a regular ice machine. The air conditioner that they mount up there. These are regular trailers, like the utility trailer from Home Depot. Not Home Depot. I'm sorry. Harbor Freight. And they drag that ice on out there. And as they said, the trailers can hold from 1,000 up to 4,000 pounds of ice. So that's not bad. That's not bad when you look at 10 pounds of ice for sale. Ah, shoot. Let me see what they're talking about here. Ready Ice from Lowe's. 7 pounds they're doing for $288. Oh man, none of that stuff is coming up. Sorry about that. Here we go. Safeway. Safeway is selling ice. Blah blah blah. What were they selling their ice for? Oh wow, I didn't know you could use SNAP benefits. Okay, so as you can see here, it is 55 cents a pound. So if you're buying it for 30, oh, come on, let me get rid of my cookies. So if you're buying it for 30 some cents, you're not going to make a whole hell of a lot, but at least you're able to make good to your clients. So the ideal situation is for you to make your own ice. So this is 9 pounds. That's 16 pounds. So if you're selling 4,000, if you're selling 4,000 pounds of ice, that's not bad. And just so you know, when you're selling to a party, the standard ice delivery is around 400 pounds. Hold on, ice for a party. So special events. Let's see here. So they have quite a few of these people. They have their prices out there where they say how much they want for a minimum on delivery. So you're going to charge it for the ice, and then they charge a delivery fee, which is why you'll see some of those prices are kind of low, but they're charging for the delivery. Let me see if I can find that. This one particular company is kind of hiding that stuff. But if you do a standard Google search, you will find in your neighborhood, because everybody sells ice, you'll find in your neighborhood someone that's selling ice, and they will have listed the prices. Uh, 400 pounds. So these people right here, they will provide, it's the same company. They said they will provide up to 20,000 pounds of ice. All right, see, so your minimum order is 400 pounds. Our minimum order is 400. They have a 1 hour delivery goal. Now, let me show you. Hold on one second. Let me show you what I prefer to deliver. Hold on one second. Let me put this on here. One second. I'll show you what my bags look like. I am going to up my bags to 50 pounds. So I'll be right with you guys. I found on, all right, I'm back with you. I'll make this bigger. All right, I found a restaurant that they have so these are the 20 pound. This is a 20 pound that I currently use. And they have 50 pound bags. So I am going to go up to the 50 pound because I'm already delivering 300, 400, 500 pounds of ice. And it's a lot easier for me to take a big 50 pound bag instead of all of these freaking 20 pound bags. Instead of all these 20 pound bags and bringing it to the client. So this way I'm only bringing, if I'm doing 50, that's so many, that's a lot fewer bags I have to handle. It gets a little harder as far as storage. So when I transfer them using a regular Home Depot bin, a tub, I have them sitting upright. I don't have them laying down. I have them standing up in the tub until I get to my spot, and I don't incur if I do it fresh, I don't incur the ice melting and then freezing. Matter of fact, let me show you. Yeah, I can show you what that looks like. 1 second. 1 second more. I'm going to show you what it looks like when the ice melts and then freezes up again. I do this for myself. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, I'm back. Hopefully I didn't lose range. Doesn't appear that I lost range. Hold on, I'm going to check. All right, you guys still with me? Yeah. All right, I'm down to 40%. Okay. So when I'm out and about, I don't know if you saw the video where I bought the Milwaukee coolers when they clearanced them out. So this is what the bags look like when they're full. So this is 20 pounds. I have some has evaporated. This doesn't go to the customer. This is just so my wife doesn't have to go outside. So it's a lot easier when you're taking care of your customer. And so this is the 20-pound bag. So you can see here, this is where the ice is melted and froze up again. I didn't take this ice and put this ice. I didn't take that ice and bring it out to the truck and then bring it back. That happened just sitting in the freezer. So don't think that once you bag it up, you throw it in the freezer, everything is going to be fine. You can still have that issue. So it's often best for you to bag your ice and then take it and deliver it to your customer. But if I'm delivering to my customer about a good 300-400 pounds of ice, a couple of blocks of ice like this in there is no big deal. But the customer would prefer not to have. They would prefer not to have this type of ice. This is the flaked ice. Oh, all right, that's a nugget. That's a nugget. My bad. That's on my nugget ice. I have flaked and I have nugget. One is a Hoshizaki, one is a Scotsman. So my nugget is from the Scotsman, and my flaked is from the Hoshizaki. So there you go. So now you know how I take care of my customer. So there's no reason for my customer to go with another ice machine company when they realize that if their ice machine does go down, if they say, hey, we're going to skip cleaning, or maybe we decided that, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that, or we want to take more time to think about it, they're not going to have any ice. They're going to have to pay for ice. Once those guys come out and they pay $600, $700, 2 or 3 times, places like Olive Garden and Red Lobster, they'll go through $1,000 in ice one day. $1,000 to these same companies in one day. Ew. So it is an added value, and it's still something that you could charge them for. You still charge your customer for it. I don't, but you can charge a customer for it. If I'm bringing them ice, I'm doing a pump repair. I am, doing some cleaning that they had put off for way too long. And they're like, oh, we got to call ice company. Like, all right, tranquilo, calm down. I'll bring you a couple 100 pounds of ice. By the time I'm done replacing the pump, um, doing something with the contactor or fill valve or whatever it is I'm doing, you're gonna have ice to use while I'm working, because while you're working, they're looking over your shoulder every 2 minutes, every 2 freaking minutes, they're looking over your shoulder like, are you done? Are you done? Ooh, how much longer? Tell you what, you got some ice. Go and scoop out the damn ice. I'll move out the way. You scoop out the ice and you leave me the hell alone. Let me work. So that also helps to give me some sanity while I'm working. So the customer's not freaking out talking about when are you going to be done? Don't effing worry about when I'm going to be done, man. Here, I got ice. You got ice. If you want some more freaking ice, or if I'm, not going to be able to come back, let's say if it was the off chance it was a unit that had a remote and it had a leak. All right, look here. I'm gonna give you some ice. Maybe I'll go home, come back and give you some more damn ice if you're close enough. I'm going home, going to bed, and I'll find out where the leak is during the daytime. You don't have to worry about any ice or buying anything. You're covered. So that's just something that some of the things that I do that's added value that you're not going to see from other service companies. All right, let me see here. Any other things that you guys have any questions on? So I've had a chance to tell you about leasing, tell you about renting, tell you which items are most often done in this, and then how to even, if you're not even going to sell the ice, how you can use the ice to maintain your relationship with your customers. So you have your ice, you can sell it, or you can provide to your customer, say, hey, look, man, if you go down, if you're under mine, if you're a customer of mine, and for whatever reason your machine goes down, you let me know in enough time, I'll come out with some ice so that we can, I can go ahead and see what's going on. Hopefully I have the part. If I don't have the part, then I'll give you some more ice until I come back with the part. And that usually helps to put me above all my competitors, which is why you don't hear me complain about that kind of thing. I don't really, there's always a new customer around the corner for me. So if I lose one, I lose that customer typically because of how they pay or just attitudes. If I don't like, the nice thing about this business, if you don't like your customer, you don't have to subject yourself to that. You can just go ahead and you can get another customer. You can get another customer, man. It is not a big deal. But remember, Mark, the mentor, he will tell you everything you need to know about getting one of these suckers right here. If you want to buy one, where to buy them, the best time of year to buy one, mileage, and all that kind of stuff on these trucks. And guess what? You can always do double duty with these things. You can always use them for delivery as well as ice. You don't have to turn that damn reefer on. So it's nice to have that lift gate. It's nice to have that lift gate. So like I said, these guys they're doing a number of stuff. I really do need to do the trailer, but man, you kind of have to commit, right? Once I do the damn trailer thing, even getting, because you want a double axle. What you see here is a double axle. And the reason why it has a double axle is because it can handle the weight. If you get a single axle, you're going to break that trailer. You will need a double axle trailer. So let me see here. Utility trailer. Nope, none of those. We want a double axle. But see, that says it carries 1,900 pounds. So that's not bad. So a double axle is going to cost you more money. So that's a small one from Northern Tool. Oh, here we go. Tractor Supply, that's $3 for one. Oh, where is a nice... Okay, boom. Oh, man. Utility trailer. So, as you can see right here, $1,000 for this utility trailer. And then you can outfit it yourself. What the hell is this? $229. So that's $2,000. Oh, off-road trailer. Don't want that. But you guys get the idea. Utilitytrailer.com is selling double axles. So here it is. They explain that, yeah, the double axle can carry up to 7,000 pounds, because you don't want that. You don't want that damn thing to break on you. You do not want that thing to break on you. All right, so I thank my contributors. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, this was just one of those things. I've been seeing other people go on and talk to their people, and it really I realized that I wasn't alone. I wasn't doing as bad of a job as I thought I was doing. I see these questions are normal. These questions that you have are normal. Just wanting, Mike Reed, give me an answer. How much should I charge an hour? And I'm like, it's a lot more complicated than that. You really got to know your numbers. Once you know your numbers, it's a lot easier to defend yourself with a client. There's no problem that I don't care what your numbers are. Once you explain to them what the breakdown of your numbers, why you charge what you charge, they back up. They back up because they say, oh, why are you charging me for this? I say, because I got insurance. I'm like, you don't want me to have insurance? What happens if I burn down your restaurant? And then they shut the hell up. They typically will be quiet. I'm like, oh, I could chop this down if I get rid of my insurance. I said, my insurance went up 3 times in 2024. My insurance went up in cost 3 times. So I can get rid of my business liability insurance if you want to. That'll make it cheaper for you. But if I burn your building down and somebody gets hurt, you're the one liable. You'll be trying to sue me. So, and usually once they hear that, they grumble and then walk the hell off after they pay the bill. So I want to thank you all for coming here, hanging out with me, and make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check me out on Instagram. Instagram is where I'll put up when I'm on the scene, when I'm at a location. If I can, I'll typically put that up. There it is. So this is my information for you to find me on Instagram. I do have Patreon. I haven't put anything on there in 2 years. I do have Facebook. There's Facebook. If you would like to ask questions, there's X. If you'd like to ask anything, you can ask on one of the videos. That's perfectly fine. You can send me messages on Instagram. If you want to ask a technical question on repair, I'm 99% of the time going to tell you just to call the factory, just so you know. If you want to know how you should reach out to clients, that is what I'll do for you. If you want to know what your business strategy should be, that is what I'll do for you. Instagram. And if you would like to buy a brother some coffee, that's the Zelle information. PayPal, good old Cash App. I might even do an interview with my father. I don't think it'll be long. I might do maybe. I think I'll do an interview with the old man. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. Anything you would like for me to ask the old man, because he's not going to handle questions on the fly. So anything you want to ask of the old man, let me know now. Let me know now. And I know quite a few of the women wanted to ask something of my sister. If you do, make sure you hit me up with that, and I'll include all that kind of stuff on the interview with either one or both. It's up to you guys, whatever interest you guys are sharing. Like, share, and subscribe. And with that, I'm out of here. Peace.
Thank you.